Imagine you are one of the world's best heavyweight challengers. You have trained to become a heavyweight boxer for 21, 23 years of your life. You won everything in the domestic circuit, in your state, etc. And finally, when you are about to challenge the reigning heavyweight title holder of the world, you cannot find it in you to go up against that person. You want to run away. You don't want to come up to that challenge. You don't want to take that chance. You don't want to believe in yourself. That is what Rahu Mahadasha is like. Rahu is that missing piece of the puzzle of your life. Rahu is that completion. Rahu is that completion of the picture of your life, that final struggle, that final challenge that you must overcome to be able to realize complete fulfillment. Rahu represents the quest of your soul towards becoming merged with the divine. It's the quest of your self-realization. And so, a lot of people in Rahu Mahadasha, they feel that their life is going chaotic. They feel that, Rahu is taking things away from them. There's a lot of unfortunate misinformation about this topic of Rahu and Rahu Mahadasha. But I'll tell you this, the Rahu Mahadasha will bring along exactly the experiences that your soul, before manifesting in this body, had demanded of the material plane to be able to grow through, to learn, to master, to release, to become completely evolved to the point that it can willingly release Maya and merge into the divine. Rahu is your journey to moksha. And so, every challenge that you encounter in the area of your Rahu, in your birth chart, in your life, that area is what is helping your soul grow. And in Rahu Mahadasha, that area is going to become that much more prominent in terms of throwing challenges, throwing all of these experiences towards you that you are meant to tackle and grow through. Okay, that's the energy of Rahu. Rahu as a planet is very different from Shani Dev, who is like a disciplinarian teacher. Like Guru Brihaspati, who's once again, like a disciplinarian teacher. Every planet teaches in some way. Sun, in his noble way, teaches through sacrifice. Moon teaches you about aspects of nurturing, maintaining your mental balance. Mercury teaches you how you have to become curious about things in order to solve problems, in order to grow in life. In the same way, Venus teaches you about doing things with love. Mars teaches you about focus, about taking action. Rahu teaches you by picking you up and putting you bang into the thick of the action, which is exactly everything that you would asked of the universe. Oh, so you want to become a businessman? Great. You'll lose your job. The only thing that you'll be able to do in that moment to move forward is you'll be able to start this business. And that's it. As soon as you show up, if you have the guts within you, if you can just apply yourself within you to show up, Rahu is just going to start bringing clients your way. You're going to start learning through that process of doing that business, how to run that business, what is best for your business. That is the aspect of Rahu. He will give you all of the experiences that you are seeking to grow through, provided you are able to take those chances. But what happens to people is that for most people, they're scared. For most people, they do not have other planets quite as developed that would enable them to be able to take advantage of their Rahu position, to be able to take advantage of wherever Rahu's placed, to move towards it. And so Rahu hits them hard because Rahu is it's think of it in all of the 9 planets. Think of the 7-bodied planets as actual teachers who teach you by putting you through experiences, but the nodes are like pre-programmed. That's what they're like. Rahu only knows to take you in the midst of the action. Everything that you've asked for, how you deal with it is up to you. If you are unable to deal with it, Rahu doesn't care. What you need to understand also, what your soul also needs to understand to be able to merge with the divine, is that there is no end to having the final picture in place. There is no end to desiring the perfect circumstances. You get the shots that you get from life. To get what you want, you have to do your best with it. If you can't, well, you can be born again and you can try again, but next time there will be a different set of challenges. There'll always be a set of challenges, and each time that you're born, it becomes getting more and more difficult because such is the nature of the material plane. So Rahu doesn't really care. Rahu is like, man, look, I gave you enough chances. Let's say you died in that process, or if you completely ruined yourself in that process, great, I mean, take another life. This is all that this life could have given you. You failed to act. None of my problems. That's how Rahu behaves. Ketu in the same way. I'm going to talk more about it in the Ketu Mahadasha video. By the way, if you haven't checked out my videos on the nodes, do check it out. I have done an entire, series on the placements of Rahu and Ketu across the birth chart, what they stand for, what they represent in your life. Please do check that out. So, but I'll still sum it up for you here briefly. See, Ketu in the same way is a program that shows that, look, these are the set of skills that your soul has mastered over previous lifetimes. You can use them, but you need to use them within this time frame and build your way towards Rahu, which is where you are needing to grow. If you hold on to this security more than is necessary, I'm going to start taking things away from you. That's how Ketu functions. Okay? So now, Rahu Mahadasha is a time period which will give you immense growth. But yes, that growth is going to be growth in all areas of whatever house or whatever nakshatra placement it is in. It's a very long period. It's 18 years. 18 years is quite long. You change quite a bit in that process. Your relationship status changes, your social status changes, irrespective of how successful or not you are. Everything changes. And through those 18 years, Rahu is going to bring about, let's say in the 9th house, all significations and experiences related to matters of learning, higher wisdom, belief, travel, religion, publication, sharing your message with the world, fatherhood, okay, teachings, philosophy, law. He's going to bring about all of those experiences towards you, right? In one way or another. And so you're supposed to grow through whatever you've been given. That's what Rahu Mahadasha is about. So, if you approach Rahu Mahadasha from the perspective that this is a time period where everything that I'm being given is meant exactly for me, that I have to be the person who puts in that little bit extra from my end, to just grab at the hand being offered to me by the universe, then I'll make it. If you go with this sort of perspective, in addition to the spiritual perspectives, spiritual remedies and solutions which are specific to whichever your placements are. But practically, if this is how you approach it, I can guarantee you that it will be a great period, an exhilarating period of your life where when you look back, you'll be like, wow, nothing was like that period was. I mean, in a good way, in a good way, even though it has its challenges, but that's what you feel like about it. This period is quite a bit also about applying your mind to solve the problems that comes in front of you as well, because Rahu is a very intellectualized energy, corresponds to the number 4. This is the energy of being able to think through things, of being able to innovate. So quite often, in Rahu Mahadasha, in the same way that I just talked about in this video with Mercury retrograde, and I have been talking about, in my videos on retrograde planets, that whenever you're talking about retrograde planets, there is always an aspect of invention related to it. Why? Because there is some kind of a challenge before you with respect to that placement to guarantee your growth. And so that leads to that innovation, that leads to staying ahead of that curve. In the same way with Rahu, it's a lot of the energy of being carried forward through previous lifetimes, this goal that you have in that particular area of your life, where because it's new to you, because it's unaccomplished, you will quite often not have a natural understanding of how it should be done. So you have to trust in your ability to innovate, to do things differently, to break the wheel, to be disruptive, to be unorthodox in your approach with how you do things. So Rahu, a lot of people say that Rahu Mahadasha makes a person fall into addictions, and may make a person who tends to cheat, things like that. No, those are all of the negative aspects of Rahu Mahadasha. That's the shadow energy of the North Node, Rahu. In a positive sense, Rahu, if you see, is an energy who is shown to be ruled by goddess Chinnamasta, who is one of the Mahavidyas, ruled by Lord Kalbhairava, who's a very fierce aspect of Shiva. And these entities are entities in Sanatana, because there are a lot of adaptations of these entities at local levels as well. You will quite often see. So these entities are entities which are associated with great powers of manifestation, great powers of protection, great powers of self-control, great powers of nourishment, great powers of bravery. That is why Goddess Durga is shown riding a lion. Lion is all the symbol of Rahu. Lion represents the fearlessness associated with taking the challenges that are in the path to where you are and what is your ultimate spiritual purpose. Taking that challenge on. That is why lion is associated with Rahu, and this is in general something to keep in mind in your Rahu Mahadasha, that the more you are fearless, the more you are innovating, the more you're thinking outside the box and using everything at your disposal without giving up. In trying to solve whatever's in front of you, if you take that approach, you will be astounded at the level of growth you can take place. You will not have imagined. Okay, that is the power that Rahu Mahadasha can give you. So I can go on and on. I'm going to talk more about this, more videos. You can check out a lot of my answers that I've written on Quora. I think 450 answers or something that I've written on Quora, on the topic of Vedic astrology, etc. And, Rahu in particular, a lot of them. You can go check them out. The link's given here. You can also check out my website for the same. As far as this video is concerned, this should suffice. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel so that you can stay abreast of all the wonderful content that I post here. Push the bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I post. Guys, also, if you want to read articles across 8 different categories ranging from self-help, self-improvement, Vedic astrology, occult, yoga, nutrition, business, entrepreneurship. Please do check out the Coach Kaushal magazine. I write over there, including my team, bringing to you some of the best articles across topics of wellness and self-improvement that I often see that you guys ask me in my sessions with you. Okay, so do give that a check out and follow our blog as well if you like it. And if you want a personal session with me, please follow the link given here in the description box. It's going to take you to my website. You'll have a fill up a form. As soon as I get it, I want to come back to you with the date and time, and then we can move it forward. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Hari Om.